Potluck. This was actually requested by WEENKID, who you should check out if you haven't already. So just a couple simple chords on this one. If you want to play along with the Caesar Demos version, the pitch is going to be a little screwy. It's essentially in standard tuning with these kind of standard chords, really. But it's sort of, you know, halfway in between like E standard and E flat. So anyway, so the chords are, I mean, it's really just, we'll just say what the chords are and tag them as both bar chords and open chords. So C, G, E minor, D. And that's for most of the song. So if you wanted to play along, it'd be down here, just, you know, C, G, E minor, D. Now, up here, of course, and there is one small difference. So I guess you call it sort of like the turnaround of the song. That's the normal progression, but with the vocals, there's a spot where the guitars kind of vamp on an A. So that's just, it's an A after the E minor. So E minor to A. And on that first time around, it just goes for a bar. And then they do the progression twice. I believe there they do the A for 2 bars, right? So and back again. So that's essentially the song. Those are the chords. Now with the guitar picking, on the actual Caesar Demos version, the bass is very loud and pronounced. So you don't necessarily have to, but if you want to, you can include the lower notes. So you could do it in the open chords, but the chord voicings, again, are very simple. They're really just simple bar chords, but they're played really elegant, really delicately. It's very, right? So even though I'm borrowing this whole shape here, and I've got this C-shaped G major voice down here, up here, I'm really only playing like the top 3 strings here. So if I wanted to, I could just fret it like this. And then, you know, right? And the bar chord here. So let's just talk of that. So this is only really playing the top 3 strings here. So I'm going to pinch. I'm playing with my pick on the G string. You're pinching that in the high E string, right? G and high E string on the C shape, C major bar chord shape. And you could just strum these, but again, this is what he's doing on the recording. On the first one, yeah, you actually hear him go. You hear him go like that, and other chords he'll go. But on the first time he'll go. So after you pinch, G and E. So G and E, B, G, E, B, G. So and then just a slightly more simplified pattern for that, you know. And this is just a D shape there, but again, I was sort of doing this, right? So pinch G and B again, G and high E, I should say. Then just one pluck of the B string, and then down, right? So E, B, G. And that's sort of the pattern he does on the E minor, which is just the same exact. You just move that G string up one whole step, that fretted note, right? So, but again, I was doing bar chord. That's helpful in case you accidentally hit one of the lower notes, or if you want to incorporate that in if you're playing the solo acoustic with no bass or anything. Incorporate some of those lower notes. So, and then we come up here. So there, he actually does play a lower note. So he's playing this is bar chord, just normal bar chord, way up here in the D position, right? So you're gonna be pinching the G string and the low E string down here. So, and then from there, I think you just kind of. You You could just sort of hit a, it's a sort of a ghost note after that. You could just sort of percussively hit the guitar, right? Or you could hit like one of the lower notes there. It doesn't really matter. And then I definitely hear, it's definitely the high E, but also probably the B string there. And then again, it's ghost note. I think it's he hits that, he hits he hits them both. And then just the B string and then whatever. So and then that's that. And it just sort of repeats there. Then from there it does get simplified. I think at some point he does sort of move in lower positions, so where he will kind of play this. I don't really hear that being played there. You can play G bar chord down there, and even sort of, as long as the same chords are being played, right? The only difference he really makes, other than including the A there, and there is no, like, you know, he just sort of vamps. He just kind of strums it, or he vamps on it. The only difference is that there is one point where instead of playing this D up here, so he will occasionally hit it here, and you can hear he plays that sixth there. So he bars that right there. And so he strums those upper strings. You definitely that high E string you want to get in there. And then he just strums the lower notes of it. So like that. So like that. That's essentially the song. So yeah, nice little tune, rarity, and it's real good. So hope you have fun learning it. It can be a little deceptively simple if you want to replicate exactly what he's doing on that recording, but just it's a fun song to strum along to. So I hope you have fun learning it.